Discover the Fit Dad Community Podcast, where every episode strengthens your journey as a father. Hear from experts, coaches, and real dads on balancing fitness, faith, and family. Gain practical tools for your everyday life. Join us to support your family better and build stronger communities. Fit Dad Community Podcast. Fitness for life, not just the gym.
All right. Today's episode is different. This is a fit family conversation, and we putting the mic in front of two young men and let them lead us. CJ?
Yes, sir, man. Listen, the ground rules to this event is we aren't here to judge you. We aren't here to wait, is my camera on? Oh yeah, we're good. We're not here to judge you. We're not here to make you feel like obviously we're higher than you. This is just a conversation that we recording, and we just want to figure out what your minds are like right now before you guys head on to the next opportunities with Jaren going on to college, Cash, we're in high school now, but next year you become a sophomore and I mean obviously you're growing up, so that's our goal, just to poke your brains a little bit.
Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about three kinds of fitness that shape your life. So obviously the physical fitness, financial fitness, and spiritual fitness. Not theory, but just real life. So just like CJ mentioned, our two guests are Cash Worsler. He's a freshman right now in high school. He plays basketball. And we have Jaren Taylor, a senior heading to college, football player. So fellas, appreciate you being here. So Cash and Jaren, before we get in those three areas, so what do adults misunderstand about teenagers right now?
I feel like, just that's a good question. I'd say what they misunderstand is just like I feel like our perspective. Like I feel like sometimes some of them like don't listen enough to like teenagers, but I feel like teenagers do have good opinions, good ideas to get out. But yeah.
I feel like, you have a bad day at school, bad game, they ask you questions you just don't have the answers for yet. Like, how was the game? You just don't have the answers yet.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like it. Hey, parents watching us right now, hey, this is not your time to take notes and try to correct them later, right? They're just talking from their own lenses. They try to be real, and that's what we wanted. We want you guys to be authentic. There's no right or wrong answer. Just have fun doing this. All right, so we kind of talk about the physical fitness. You guys are both athletes playing. Cash, I know you play basketball, and Jaren, you play football. So when you think about it in grand scheme of things, what physical fitness mean to you? So I'm gonna start with you, Cash.
I mean, you gotta have the motivation to keep your body in shape. You can't be, sleeping too much, eating the wrong stuff. You gotta keep yourself in check.
That's good. Jaren?
I'd say just being just physically just prepared, physically active. That may include like just eating well and just being prepared, just to work hard mentally as well.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. So I want you guys to go back to your early days. It's funny that you guys are still teenagers, right? So we talk about a couple of years back, when you first got introduced to the sport you guys are playing right now. So what were your, how got you into, let's say, football, Jaren? Who got you into football?
I'd say what got me into football was my family. I'd say definitely 100%. Just like even just playing flag football at a young age, and I feel like once you just play, like once you just do something for a long time and you like really enjoy it, you get to like love it in a way. And that's what got me intrigued and interested to play football. And I just took that with me and carried on with my life.
Probably my mom. I would always watch Michigan State when I was little. I'd watch all the games, like that little Tykes hoop in the living room.
Green, go
It's
white.
always playing on it. So my mom probably.
See, hey man, I'm glad that he said that his mom got the one is the one that got him into sports, right? When he didn't mention that he had a little stint playing soccer when he was a little kid. But hey, hey, I'm gonna let you slide, man. I'm gonna let you slide.
Maybe he didn't like soccer. Maybe he didn't.
I'm gonna let you slide, but hey, but also obviously, you guys playing competitive games, right? I mean, think about when you play against a guy and you be like, man, this guy's killing me, or that you're gonna be facing a guy just is sometimes even better than you, right? Because that happened, right? So when you looking at this from that standpoint, when you have to play against someone that that is gonna bring the best out of you, so what's your mind going into? How do you prepare yourself physically and mentally to face that player or that team? So
I
let's
gotta
start
know
with you, Cash.
that's my bad. You gotta know your role. Like there's always gonna be things he's gonna be better at. That's just life. You gotta keep working, and he'll do some things that are crazy. You just gotta tip your cap.
Wow, this guy can speak already as a freshman. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, I know, man. It's talking about role already. So CJ, you also a former athlete, and
Yeah, yeah.
you were once 15. You
I
were
was.
once a senior going into try to get ready into going to college. So
Yeah,
if you're looking at back, not I'm not looking for back in my day. That's what but when you're
right.
looking at back then, how you got into sports, what were the main stuff that you focus on to get yourself physically ready and get your fitness to where you want it to be to compete at a certain level.
Yeah. I would say just for like in that time of day, I guess you could say it's been like what 20, not 20 years, 10, 10 to 15. Yeah, that's a long time. But no, at that time it was just we played a lot with our friends outside. Like we would do a lot of park basketball or go to the Y and play basketball all day. We had trainers at some extent at that time. It wasn't as much as it has, how youth sports has come today, where you have your strength coaches and all that good stuff in
Yeah.
the schools, outside the schools. You got skilled trainers now, so like now it's become a bigger market. But just 10, 12 years ago, it was not that much. I mean, AWP was around, which was really big as we came up through football. So we did have opportunities to train with some experts and some pros. But I think the majority of it was just being active, like whatever that looked like for you, whether it was going out running with your friends or going to play basketball or running 7-on-7 pickup somewhere. Just being physically active always made you a little bit better than the guys that weren't. So that's how I thought about it.
Yeah.
What about you though, Carl? Like walk us through your time.
Oh yeah. So my I grew up with cousins that were about my age, and with big soccer families. So as a matter of fact, my uncle, he played professional soccer back in Haiti. So and I remember my cousin, his name is Mark, and he was the one that got me into even as an early age into working out. So I remember doing push-ups and stuff like that. So and then at the time we were playing like a summer tournament. We have big summer tournament in Haiti, and it was just like I think the first tournament, like it was like a 3v3 tournament. And I remember like I was as young as 8 years old. We were going and ran. We used to run in the neighborhood for a long time, and then we get back home, and my neighborhood was very hilly. There's a lot of mountains, and we were going in the mountains in the forest, and then just going and just run. And because he always say, "Hey, you know what? The more you run, he always say, the other guys are not running as much as we do. So it gives you an advantage. So
Yeah.
you have to be fitter than them. You gotta do more stuff than them. So and I think as that early age, it kind of taught me, that discipline to try to work harder because, sometimes it does, talent can take you that far, but if you fit, physically fit, and you mentally fit for to play, that's an edge, right? When you play
Mhm.
against your opponent. So I
Yeah.
remember, I remember when he used to kill us in practice. I mean, practice was very hard. So actually playing the game was easy because I
Mhm.
was like, I mean, at that time I was running so much. I was like, man, playing the game is so much easy for me. So I
Right.
kept that even when I play, in college myself, when I play, and when I'm still playing, and when I went back in coaching, and that's one of the things I try to teach, my players is, how, if you if you're more fit than the other team, you always playing to the end, right?
That's for
Because
sure.
when everybody get tired, and then now you get another gear, and that's where that's where you're gonna have some damage. But
Yeah.
yeah, so those are the things that I remember as an early age. The
I think,
importance of getting ready and be physically fit at the
yeah,
early age.
I
Yeah.
definitely think that that segues into just like recruitment for kids, right? Like every time a coach comes to your school, their goal is to see that you have been a lot more physically fit than the last time they saw you, just like progression. That's so big because I'm sure Jaren as a freshman and Jaren as a senior are two total different humans. But again, you get looked at as a freshman, they're like, okay, decent measurables. We'll see how they develop by the time their senior year comes. And this obviously continually trying to progress yourself to be a lot better than what you were the last time you were last time you performed, I should
Hmm.
say, even from week to week, whether that's something physical or mental that you've developed. That's the goal. That should be the goal for literally life, sports, whatever you do after this, because eventually the football stops, the basketball stops. So like having that mindset of continually being fit in whatever way that looks like gives you that edge throughout life. So like that's one thing that I want to definitely give to y'all as a token. Like sports is one thing, but sports do bleed and transfer into what life is eventually. Like that rush to be great and start my sophomore year. Well, that's a rush later on in life where it's like in my world, I want to be known as one of the best trainers in Fort Wayne. I want to be known as one of the best trainers in Indiana and continue to level up because it's like, why not? That's what I'm doing this for. Why go half at it when I can go 100%? So just I don't know. Just continue to keep being fit for sure.
No, that's good. Also, for people watching us, if you got parents watching us, we actually live on YouTube and Instagram. So if you drop a comment and then you want to ask those kids questions or any of us, please feel free to drop a comment or a question, and we get this going. So I'm glad that you talk about recruiting. So with recruiting right now, I mean, guys are talking about NIL money just like crazy. So
Yeah.
the financial aspect of it, we call financial fitness. So anyway, guys, I know you guys are teenagers. I'm not saying that you guys are, working, have that much money, but that's a factor, right? Talking about financial literacy, to understand that as a young age, what that means. So if you're looking at what we call financial fitness, and I'm not gonna try to go into details about break it down, what the stock market means and all that kind of stuff, but simple things, right? How did you guys like to spend your money? So, Cash, when when you get money from your family, how do you like to spend your money? Or if you earn some money, how do you like to spend it?
I like to I collect cards, like sports cards, so I invest in that and hold on to them, see what it does. Yeah, maybe clothes once in a while.
See, CJ, he already got the entrepreneur mindset,
Yeah,
right?
I'm all
Hold
yeah,
on
I'm
to them,
listening. I'm
hold
like,
on to
wow.
it so he can start selling it.
You talk
Uh,
about investing. I was not thinking about investing in anything when I was 14, 15 years old, for sure.
yeah. Jaron, you go into college now. I mean, I think before we jump live, we were talking about NIL money. So I know that I was looking at Malachi Tony NIL breakdown. It's crazy. I just don't want to repeat it, but it's just so crazy. So, what does that mean to you, Jaron? Especially now you go into college. Especially now they're throwing all this money as young college players. What does that mean to you?
I mean, the biggest thing, yeah, yeah, like NIL money is great and everything. Like, it's amazing that it's now in football. But my biggest thing is like I know like that shouldn't be something that should be in my mind, especially like and I like that's not something you know like that's gonna intrigue me to go to one school or the other. It's just for me, it's just about getting better at football and trying to be the best player that I can be.
I think that's a great mindset to have going into where you're going. Just development, learn the game, develop, prepare yourself for whatever opportunity comes after. Like that should be the groundbreakings of a lot of players. That I mean, obviously you got the 5 stars, right? Those are the freaks of the world, and I mean they're probably going to play as a freshman wherever they go. But like, I think the guys that really go into it with the developmental mindset go a lot farther because not every person you watch on Sunday is a 5 star, right? Those are people that go to wherever they were recruited to go, they develop, they get better, and they become the best at that said position. So like every NFL player wasn't a 5 star. It's probably less 5 stars than anything in the NFL. It's about the work that you put in and development that you really tie into what you want to be and who you want to be in life. That pushes you a lot farther. So like you said, man, the money's going to come when it's time to come. That's pretty much the answer. I like that though.
Man, I mean, these young boys are very, very, very mature for their age, man.
Nah, they
I
are.
mean, one of them is dropping in the word investing, and the
Yeah,
other one say, "Hey, I know the NIL is just money, but hey, this is great, man. Hey, you guys are making your parents proud."
no, for sure.
But
They raised
what?
some, they raised
So
some good men.
I know, that's great. I think for me and CJ, I want you to kind of give us some life, some real life scenario when you were at that age. I remember myself. I grew up in Haiti, and and I remember in the summertime, my parents used to send me, on summer vacation in New York. So they used to give me, spending money, so I can buy clothes or, for school and shoes, whatever, right? And I remember my first year, uh, I spent all the money they give me. I spent all the money they gave me. And I remember the first couple weeks of school. And, I have guys at school, man, they had money, they were doing stuff. And I was like, man, I don't even have any money to do anything. So one thing I learned from that was the following year when I had those spending money. So what I did, I spent only half of it, and I come back home because it's funny. It's funny, man. Haiti was different. So when I have my clothes, I used to have my clothes for 1 year, and it was like, hey, I'm gonna go shop, and then this is supposed to last me for 1 year. So by my second year, I still have clothes from last year that I haven't worn yet. So what I say is,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna get probably a couple new shirts so I can wear on the first day, and then
First day
and then
thrift.
start rocking my old clothes. So anyway, so what I did was, let's say that my parents gave me 500. So what I did, I only spent 300, and I took 200 back with me. So with that 200, I was keeping that money so I can do other stuff with it. So that's how I had to learn the hard way the importance of not spending all your money at once. so I can use it later on. So, Cash, I got a question for you. So, I know right now we live in a world. Everybody, you go to social media, everybody's talking about how much money they make. Everybody wants to be the next eight. All the streamers, and especially we live in a world when you see how much when people talk about how much money they make in a year. So, as a freshman, and I'm glad that you talk about the kind of investment that you want to look in. And as a freshman, when you're looking at money, how do you see money? Do you see money as a way to survive, or is it something like, do you look at money as a way for, we talk about financial freedom as a way to be free so you can do whatever you want to do? How do you see money?
I mean, you have to have like the right job to support yourself. I would say I look at money as a living thing more than just a spoil yourself thing.
Yeah. Jaron?
I mean, the way I feel about like money is definitely it's a need. I feel like what people like my age group, I feel like it's just like they need it like more than a need. It's more like a want. I feel like in
Mhm.
my age group more than anything. But when I look at it, it's like because I mean I'm gonna spend money. I'm gonna spend stuff on stuff that's in it that's unimportant. But when I look at it, it's like when I go to spend, it's like, is there a deal that I can get here, or can I just wait till Black Friday or something like that? Like that's what I do. I mean, yeah.
Well, that's good. I think the one thing you gotta say, it's money is necessary, but don't let money define who you are. So I think that's for what I'm hearing from you guys. It's just like, yeah, it's you need it, but at the same time, it doesn't define who you are. So, all right. So I know that one of the things that we like to talk about is, how much faith has to do with which also your fitness, what we call the spiritual fitness. I know that some people, I know Jaron, you go to Bishop Lewis right now. I know that one of the things that they do after games, they pray. Uh, even myself, one of the things that was important to me, I went to a all Catholic school when I was in high school, and I had the opportunity to coach uh, high school when I coached at a Catholic school, Bishop Dwenger. So, and one of the things that I think that was very important to me was um, it was important to me that I got to talk about my faith, in practice, even in games. I got to pray before, during practice, and I have to pray before and after the game. So now I'm not saying everybody that that's the way to go. This is what you need to do. I'm not trying to impose my religion on you, but what I wanted to hear is when you down, when you stress, you know, when you have a bad game or you get hurt. So, how do you use your faith to kind of get you to tough moments?
Uh, I'd say, well, one first thing is like I feel like without God, I'm nothing at all. So I mean, it's just every day, him like without him like just empowering me just to wake up, like that's just amazing to me. But going through like trying to get through tough times, especially like in the football season and stuff like that. I just think like, oh, what would Jesus do? What ways can I do? And my thing is even like if I'm doing good in the season, I'm winning and stuff, or even when great things is just happening in life in general, it's about running to God even in good times and not just bad times.
Good. CJ, you want to add anything?
Hey, y'all got a script y'all reading over there? Ain't no way y'all saying this at this age. Oh boy. Listen, y'all on the right track. I love it. personally. I truly do. Because at the age that you guys are at right now, there wouldn't have ever been a moment where I had said that God was my everything at your age. That it was just, I don't know, that was not my reality at that moment. But later on in life, I did. Man, and what's crazy is I did go to private school in the Holy Crosses and the St. Paul's, and I went to Concordia and Lourdes. I did all the religion schools, and for me, it just that wasn't something that clicked for me. I don't know why or what it was that didn't align with my life. Maybe just because there was other thoughts that I had that I felt like life was supposed to be like. But later on in life, I did. I was reborn again, obviously, and got rebaptized, and faith is the forefront of my life. Now I stand on Christ; He is my Savior. But at your age, I mean, you're already at an advantage in life. Like you keep that mindset and continue to latch on to God and talk to Him and pray to Him and the good moments and the bad, because the bad, I mean, the good moments get easy. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say thank you God for a new house, thank you God for a new car, thank you God for $100,000 raise. But you know what I'm saying? It's easy for that. But not every moment throughout life is going to be that easy. Maybe you do go through an injury. Maybe your girl break up with you. Maybe I mean, the worst of the worst can happen, and it's just like, is your faith still that strong? So, like, I think even in these times that you guys are in, it's very pivotal to continue to lean into faith because if you continue to exercise that muscle grows, and when time does get hard, it's like, all right, I do have God to lean on. I won't fall off the wagon and go completely the opposite way. So, like my hat's off to you two for sure. Because listen, y- your parents are doing great, great development, and you guys are obviously catching on and learning the right thing. So that's really what I got about the whole spiritual, I mean, not spiritual, but faithful thing for sure.
So, Cash, I'm gonna answer that question. What does being a good man mean to you at your age?
Mm,
At my age, like my friends sometimes are like looking at girls the wrong way. I feel like so you gotta be responsible and respectful to them.
It's good.
yeah, I got a daughter now, so I respect that one right there. That's huge. Because again, rewind. Back in my day, I was the same way as your friends, though. It's a cultural societal thing that is chasing you. Like people are pushing you to be with girls. The internet's pushing you, the rappers, the athletes. It's like they're pushing that narrative out in a sense. And like if I wouldn't even say even not easily influenced, but it's just like now it's like a 24/7 reality TV show because everything that you guys do right now is recorded. Like anything you do, you can find it anywhere. And it's like it looks cool, but what's better for your soul and your salvation and what really makes you happy and not just like an instant gratification thing. Like that's the face side of it. That's good. That's look, yeah, you're right. I like that. Good job, Cash.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask both of you the same question. So, what helps you stay grounded? So, I'm gonna start with Jaren.
My parents. So was that for sure. And just I just stay humble and respectful. Just no, just being myself, really. Yeah.
I think for you, Jaron, life and reality is about to change a little bit, right? You've been with mom and dad your whole life, your brother, both brothers, all your brothers, your whole life, and it's like your next step is isolation. And how do you not necessarily isolation because you're going to Indy, like they're still close, but you are away, you are out of the house. Like what's going to keep you grounded then? Not to say that your parents won't check in on you. I get that. But like now these moments are like magnified because they aren't with you anymore. So these are things that maybe you need to continue to start thinking about now. Like, what's going to keep you grounded then when other temptations start to come out?
Yep.
I would say just keeping, just reminding myself of, just being a man of my word, just, just thinking in those times of temptations, what would Jesus do?
Type.
Praying to God, asking, what should I do here in this situation? And
Sir.
then at the end of the day, I feel like some part of it is just even just common sense. I feel like if it feels wrong to where like I'm doing wrong and it feels wrong to where I have to think about it, then I should probably stop doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about community last episode, right? Brotherhood over community.
Brotherhood. Yeah.
Brotherhood. I think brotherhood pushes you to stay that way at the level that you're headed to next. Like finding your group when you get to school that you can sharpen with and develop and have the same type of morals and ethical principles that you have. I think finding them early helps you stay grounded and committed to who you actually are. Because I think you get around the wrong group, not to say that you're an easily influenced guy by any means, but it only take the devil just a little crack of the door to come in and blow things up. So I think you just being who you are, obviously keeping your family close, but finding you that group of brotherhood guys that really can help you develop the next 4 years. Because these next 4 years, yeah, they're free, they're fun, they're supposed to be filled with fun, but they also prepare you for like, boom, once that door of college closes, like what's next? Am I league? Am I going to work in the workforce? What am I doing next? And if I can develop that much more in 4 years, I mean, you're like again, you're already advanced for where you are. Just continue to think that much advancement every age that you hit.
Yeah. Well said. Cash, what keeps you grounded?
I'd have to say my parents and my coaches. Don't want to like disappoint them.
Yeah, it's good. So one thing I always say that, especially you guys are athletes, right? I always looking at life. It's just like when you playing a game, right? So when you playing a game, yeah, fatherhood, right? When you playing a game, think about it. When you playing a game, you hear all kind of noise, right? You have fans saying your names, or you have opponents saying all kind of stuff, right? So it's a bunch of noise going on, right? And the way you got to look at it is with all the noise, what voice that you hear. Because usually you hear your coach, right? I'm a firm believer that it's always one voice at a time. And the coach is the one that have your best interest at heart, right? So what you have to do is block off all the noise and then looking at the people that have your best interests at heart, right? So like CJ said, your brotherhood, right? People that think just like you, that have the same values, the same, ethical values, that think the same way, they have the same goals that you, right? Your parents, even though they fall away, sometimes you had to go back and call your dad and say, "Hey, dad, mom, this is what I'm going through right now," because they've been there before. They were your age. They went through the same thing that you've been to. A different era, different time, but they went through the same. They went through the same feelings and stuff like that. So always, because we see that a lot when kids go to college, they forget about their parents. You hear kids that say, "I haven't talked to my parents in a month." So
Yeah.
because they're so focused on what's going on around them, right? So always go back to what keep you successful, right? Always go back to your parents. Always go back to not even people that have your best interests at heart. So I
Yeah.
like I like how you guys are answering. Uh, you know, I just want to tell everybody it's not script. We didn't tell her to answer that way. That's the answer, and that's great. So CJ, uh, obviously, we talking about the importance of having a fit family, and right now we have two young men, try to lead us in what all three aspects the physical fitness, the financial fitness, and lastly the spiritual fitness, mean to them.
Mhm.
So what would be the question you would ask those guys so they can go back to the real world and say this is what I want to take from.
Mm. I think one thing, okay, one thing, the first thing's a statement. I think the first thing is that, um, what kind of man, I guess it is a question, what kind of man would you want your daughter to be with? I didn't think about that until I had a daughter, obviously. But then, like, if that was a question asked before, it kind of puts you in a spot where a lot of the decisions that you're going to make should probably be altered because one way you're thinking like a young man, young boy, around boys want to look cool, want to be cool, but the other side has this small side of you that wants you to be like, okay, I have to do good because that's the person that I want my daughter to bring home.
Mhm.
Um, and today in church, we talked. What did we talk about? We talked about. Oh, this might be a little a little more PG, but we talked about how sex creates creates a child and the form that that's supposed to be in. And obviously, we're not going down that rabbit hole of what that is, but I think just like the narrative of understanding how important and how much power that certain situations have that you go into, like how do you use those moments to keep that power in a glass rather letting it overfill and explode. Like you guys are going to be athletes, right? And girls are going to be attracted to you. What does that look like for you? Is that you keeping them in this certain box for like, hey, yeah, we're friends, da, 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 or you go the complete opposite way and it's like, oh, well, this is just a one-time thing. I'm using this protection and we're good. But you do that 10, 15 times, and it's just like, you're opening up an opportunity for vulnerability that you're not really understanding and committed to. I think the world's going to throw you guys a lot of things for you, Cash, in the next 8 years, and for you, Jaren, in the next 4 to 5, that you got to really come back to the disappointment side that you're saying, Cash. Like you don't want to disappoint anyone, right? All right. So when you do get into these sticky situations, can you revert back to maybe this is going to disappoint them? And the moment is fast. Like you can always say that you're not going to be that type of person, but the moment is so fast that you don't really understand what just happened till it's already over. And it's like, oh, dang, I really fell for it. And once that moment's gone, it's gone. You don't, it's not like I can press this reverse and I can get that moment back. It's, well, I've already messed up. Um, and those moments are the moments that 10 years later, you're like, dang, man, I wish I would have never, but it already happened. So I think just always trying to keep the word involved, keep your circle involved in a lot of big decisions that you make, knowing God's voice from your voice and the devil's voice, because I mean you're going to always be in competition with those three voices. So it's like, you know, hyperfixate on that word and just being a great guy, man. Just that's literally it. The great guys win every time.
Agreed. So we're gonna have some fun here
Yeah, I got I
because
got I got a few questions I definitely got to ask as
yeah,
teammates for
yeah,
sure.
we're gonna have some fun here. So and then I want you guys to kind of help your friends. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and you're gonna give me one sentence that you would like for your people your age to know. So I'm gonna start with you, Cash. So give me what's that one sentence to teens your age that what do you want them to hear?
Um, just gotta be nice to everybody. I feel like that's affected a lot of my school years. Certain people don't like certain people, and it ruins a lot. Like, you gotta at least try to be nice to everybody.
That's good.
I like it.
So
You're right. You're right.
yeah, you're right. Be nice to everybody. I think people, we in the age right now when people wants to be trolls, man. Everybody wants to be
Yeah.
trolls.
Yeah.
They want to every opportunity they want to see the negative of it, right? Instead of just say let it be, right? So I like that, Cash. I like to say that be nicer, try to be nice to everybody. So, Jaron, let me ask you this: the one sentence to your parents, what do you want them to understand? I know you kind of started off. What do you want them to understand?
Um, I'll just say, mm, just consider everything, I guess.
That's not bad. Listen, as a parent now, I watch a lot of parent podcasts. And Dr. Becky is always like, as parents, you definitely have to consider what they're going through. Maybe it's not big to you. Maybe you done seen worse, obviously,
Yeah,
whatever. But like their moment in life that feels like the world's blowing up matters to them. So you have to like even if you're wrong, like just consider their side and their view. And I think as a parent, they like that your child's like, okay, they understand it at least. Even if at the end of the day, it's still mom's rule, mom or dad's rule, but they at least understand my viewpoint and consider it. Like, I think being heard, feeling heard changes as you go into the world because it's like, okay, my voice does matter. Like, I think I like that, Jaron. I like that.
Yeah, and I
yeah,
feel like listening and hearing are two different things.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is. I remember being young. My mom used to be like, "It's my way." I'm just like, "Well, that's not always true, you know. Like, you're not always right, but all right, it's your house. Go for it."
yeah. So, so the thing is, as parent, you know, our job is to our job is to try to we want the best for our kids,
For
and
sure.
sometimes we don't even know what best look like.
Trial
But
and error at this point.
yeah, we don't
Trial
know
and
what's
error.
best look like. So we try to have a best. We try to get one the best for our kids, and when that happen, uh, we only see it through our own lenses. Right? This is what best look like. This is what I want you to do. I want you to be this. And sometimes when we do that, we forget to understand everybody channel the emotions differently, right? So, and I see that I have three kids, and all three of them have different personalities, and the way I process things is different than the way my kids process things. And I think the biggest block for parents is we always think we want the best for them. We want the best for them. And sometimes we're not hearing what they want to tell us
Mhm.
because we so focus on the fact
Yeah.
that we want the best for them and what we define as best, right? So I think that's a great take, Jaron. And the way you look at it is sometimes we forget to understand into you guys' lenses, right?
Mhm.
And we only see it one way because it's easy to be tunnel vision, right? So I'm glad that you said. I'm glad that I'm hearing it from you. So I take that as a way too for me to start looking at things from a different perspective. So thanks for
Yeah.
sharing that.
That's
Uh,
huge.
it looks like we got one comment here. So Cash, your mom say hi.
Isn't she probably like downstairs, Cash?
I don't know.
All right.
I have
So
I have one, like, all right, so I was an athlete as well. Listen, I used to hate, not hate, but I used to strongly dislike when my parents would like yell at me over the crowd and be like, CJ, you need to be doing better. Da, 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 da. I'm just like, bro, you think I'm not out here trying? Like I'm just playing around. What's a First off, do you guys have any moments like that? Sorry, Cash, I gotta put you in the spotlight. Your dad's on tough time for you. But do you guys
Yeah,
have
no,
moments like that?
it's my mom.
Your mom.
Yeah.
That it was always my mom. It was always my mom for sure.
Hey,
Jaren, I already know how to get
Yeah,
down for
do
you.
I have to say it?
listen, I'm the quiet parent. I'm the quiet
Yeah,
parent.
I got the loudest one. So.
both of them, mom and dad.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've watched a couple of games with your dad. I was like, man, I thought we were
They-
gonna
they-
lose them. I thought you were gonna
Pops would be on the field if he could. He would jump over the fence and be on the field.
Oh man, yeah. I was like, hey, because I call his dad LT. I said, LT, you gotta pump. Hey man, you gotta pump the brakes a little bit, man. Come on now.
You sometimes like it's not even about saying something to me. You want me to tell something to my brother.
Literally.
My brother just
Oh,
Like, Dad,
like,
listen, I'm not the coach, Dad. I can't tell him what to do. Like, that's not my job.
yeah, that's funny, man. Hey, so yeah, yeah. Like for me, I think for me, I look at, even though I'm a parent, but I look at it from a coaching standpoint because I coach as well too.
Yeah.
And and my philosophy is just like I said earlier, you want your kids. I always tell I remember when I used to coach and I used to have parents meeting. I said that no matter what, wherever you are in on the stands or wherever you are on the field, your kids always gonna hear your voice.
Mhm.
There's a million voices. I mean, think about it. They've been hearing your voice forever. They kind of always recognize your voice,
Yeah.
and sometimes they want to react to you. Uh, so, so what I want, so that's why I would say that for me, it's important to hear one voice, right?
Yeah.
So that's why for me, when I'm watching my kids play, so I want my kids to focus on hearing the coach's voice. So for
Yeah.
me, my job is to be a parent and support. I give my 2 cents after the game and stuff like that, but I try not to create any distraction because I've seen it before when kids stop playing to turn and then to listen to their dads or their mom to get instructed, and they stop playing. They stop paying attention to the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one thing I don't want to do is just create any type of distraction. But that's me personally. But I'm not saying for other parents not to do it. That's them. But
I am. Don't do it. Leave them
but
alone. Let the coach coach.
exactly, let the coach go. So there was a question here from one of our viewers and say, "Does anything hold you back?" So I'm gonna start with you, Cash. Do you have anything hold you back right now?
Like hold me back from what?
I'm just looking at a question from somebody that's close to you. Does
I think
anything hold you? Does anything hold you back?
I guess the fear of overdoing it. I don't know.
So right now, I mean, I think what the question was, do you feel like you have anything hold you back to reach your full potential? I think that's what the comment wanted to ask you.
No.
No. All right. He said no.
Josh,
Nothing
I'm
holds you.
expecting the biggest things in the world out of you. So I hope you on my make me proud list too.
Yeah. CJ, you say you had a question.
Me?
Did you ask him?
No,
No?
I really didn't have a question.
Okay. Now after this, I'm gonna ask you one last question for both of you. So one commitment that you will make this week from whether it's physical, financial, or spiritual.
Mm.
So can you tell me one commitment that you will make this week? So Cash, start with you first.
I just gotta have a better perspective on things.
Elaborate. We want a better one. We want a better answer, Cash.
Let's say if I don't get in a certain game, I gotta keep it chill. I gotta be chill. I can't
Okay. I
go
think
crazy.
I think chill might be the wrong word. I think I see where you're going for sure though. I think it just drives all right, now I need to get better. You know, like chill's fine, but chill also shows, do you care? You know, if that makes sense to you. I think it's more of like, okay, I didn't get in this game, bet I need to get better. I'm back to the drawing board because eventually I want to get to a point where you cannot put me, you can't not put me in the game. Like I deserve and I belong in the game. And now at this point, I put the ball in the coach's hands. Like, all right, I did my part. Now it's up to you. But I like your answer though, for sure. For sure. Because not getting into games is, I mean, it's the betterment of the team, whatever coach wants. That's what it is. But at the same time, like I want to be in the game. So
Yeah. Jaron?
I'd say just getting 1% better day by day. 1% of a day is what 14, 15 minutes. So I feel like if I could dedicate at least 14 minutes of my day to something.
we want to know what is the something?
Any is sports, school, working out, literally anything. Just if I can dedicate at least 1%, I know at least I'm getting 1% better. I got 1% better today.
Yeah, now I want to ask a question. I want one concrete thing that you're for sure going to commit to doing once this week. Rather, it looks like I'm gonna read my Bible for those 15 minutes. I'm gonna read a book for those 15 minutes. I'm gonna go on a run for those 15 minutes.
Reading Bible.
Okay, there we go. There we go. I need something for sure that you're gonna do. Like you can say your perspective on something changed, but I won't know that. You can say you changed it, but you might respond a different way when no one else is watching, or you can say you got 1% better, but what was that 1%? What's the goal for this week? Like, I think as young men who are growing into men, really stating what your one goal is this week. Like, I'm for sure going to do this week. I think it builds a rotation of success every week.
Yeah, I feel like for one, and I have a lot of goals, but when I like for different categories, but
yeah,
when I'm talking about my goals, I put them 2 categories: short-term, long-term categories.
Yeah,
I'd say for like right now, like my goal for just in a Raven right now, my short term was I was hitting 3 plays. I hit 3 plays a couple months ago. Finally got that on my bench. Finally got that. Long term goal is trying to get 4 or 5 plays. I feel like that's my long term goal. And I know I can do that.
You said 4 or 5?
Yeah, that's my long term though. So.
495 on bench is crazy.
Big time. Hey, man, it's big time. All right.
That's different.
That's D1. Hey, that's D1 time.
No, that's strong man time for sure.
Yeah. But I like the fact that CJ is right. Sometimes I cannot quantify 1%, right? What's 1% means, right?
Yeah.
And we have to be very specific, and that's what's created that discipline, correct? So for you, Cash. So if you usually take 100 shots a practice, to work on your shots. So maybe say that this week I'm going to commit to 200 shots or whatever that thing is. So in that case, you can have a benchmark, and then you can get better, right? So just like you said, Jaron, maybe if your rotation is 10 reps, maybe you go to 15 reps. Whatever that thing is, whether is probably. If you want to look at it from a spiritual standpoint, I know I say, I want to read the Bible. Maybe you said, instead of saying read the Bible, maybe I read one verse a day or whatever it is. And financial, maybe I save $5 a week or whatever that number is. Always give yourself a true number that you can achieve too, right? Because 10%, 15%, it's a percentage. It's very broad, and And then I can say that waking up the next day, I got 1% better, right? So you can do it like that. But that's why I said the how we gonna create the discipline and especially for you as current athletes and in life when you become husbands and fathers,
Yeah.
whatever your future holds, those are the things that is going to make a difference. It's when you have true numbers. I always say that we live in a number game. This is a numbers game at the end of the day. So
Mhm.
when you put a number and that's where you want, because you think about it, every year you get a different number, right? So next year you got 19 or 18 or 16. Cash is gonna be 16. It's gonna be able to drive. So that's what I'm saying. It's a number. So you get to a certain number, right? So that's why we gotta look at things that as a number game. What
Mhm.
number we wanna look for? So what kind of target we wanna have, so we can reach that target. But good. All right, hey guys, you guys were fun. I wish I had 2 hours tonight to talk to you. You guys are great, and I love to see young brothers like you, talking with so much ease. Uh,
Yeah.
because I always say that public speaking, it's a job, and it's a very lucrative job in the future. So, and so kudos to your parents. So you guys did really well. They not shy away from the moment. You guys are true athletes. You didn't get the moments get too big. So
Yeah.
that was great. So you guys did well, and thank you for participating tonight. Thank you for being part of that Fit family. And I like the fact that Cash is rocking his Fit Dad hoodie today. And
Yeah, I need that. I need that. That's an XL
so
cash.
What'd you say?
That's an XL.
No, it's a medium.
Can't do
it's,
can't do nothing with that.
it's a medium. But hey, great job, guys. You guys were
Yeah.
great tonight. So CJ, take us home, baby.
Yes, sir. No, again, like you said, I appreciate y'all for definitely joining in and just adding value to what we do here at Fit Dad Community. But if you are watching, just make sure you continue to share what we're doing out here. Obviously, we're just trying to bring a community of dads together, raise men, raise good women, and obviously keep the progression going so that not every kid has to go through experiences to actually continue to grow and develop. We want to get those experiences out there and have those uncomfortable conversations so that your kid's not looking for it somewhere else, or the dad's not looking for it somewhere else. So continue to grow the brotherhood, follow us, share it, grab some merch. We're trying to get in contact with Girl Dad brand. So if we can contact them, somebody plug us in so we can continue to grow, that'd be great. But with that being said, man, we just appreciate y'all for tuning in, and that's it. Peace.
All right, see you guys.
Thank you.
Discover the Fit Dad Community Podcast, where every episode strengthens your journey as a father. Hear from experts, coaches, and real dads on balancing fitness, faith, and family. Gain practical tools for your everyday life. Join us to support your family better and build stronger communities. Fit Dad Community Podcast. Fitness for life, not just the gym.